Hey guys! So I am going to start doing regular monthly favorites, and I'm going to kind of try to standardize them a little bit and just do what I'm going to call the monthly dozen. So for this monthly dozen, obviously I'm kind of starting in the middle of the month, and this isn't actually going to be month, it's going to be everything that I've been using over the summer and the past couple months. But then I'm going to start again with, like, I'm going to do an August monthly dozen at the beginning of September and so forth, and try to do that regularly. So obviously you can kind of guess from the name, I'm going to be picking a dozen products that I've really been enjoying, and they're not all necessarily going to be beauty related, but they're all going to be, or they're not all going to be makeup, but they're all going to be kind of beauty related. So I'm going to start off with the makeup. First off is this Body Shop, I forget, this just says bronzing powder. Mine is in shade 3. It comes in 4 shades, so there's one shade darker than this. I would have gotten that shade, but this one is much more yellow toned, which, as you can see, goes with my skin tone very nicely. And shade number 4 is a lot more red toned, so you can kind of judge with that what you want. And it's got this cute little honeycomb pattern. It's very natural, as you can see. And so I use this not so much for contouring, but just for bronzing, for kind of giving my face an overall wash of color, especially because a lot of my foundations tend to be just a little bit light when I'm at my most tan. So this kind of just corrects that problem and makes it look fairly natural. The bronzer that I do use for contouring, I have discovered Hoola, and this is just a mini of it, but there's a decent amount of product in there. And it is very yellow, just like me, so it works perfectly. I had also considered MAC's Harmony blush for contouring, because I know a lot of people used to like that one, but when I swatched it, it was just way too red toned for my skin. So this is absolutely perfect for me, and I have really been loving it. For foundation, I actually just have a sample here, although I have bought the full size. This is what I've been using primarily. It is the Clinique Acne Solutions foundation, and mine is in shade 2. And I like it better than I've gotten a couple other samples. I also sampled the Even Better and the Redness Solutions, and the Acne one seems to be best for oily skin. It doesn't necessarily give like the best coverage or whatever, but on top of my skin personally, it's the nicest finish. Right now I am wearing the Redness Solutions foundation just because I figured I'd switch it up, and I had to like grind some powder into it to get it to not look like a complete oil slick. It was like disgusting. I don't understand how a foundation can look that oily, but it did. Maybe it has to do with the primers I'm using, because I'm also experimenting with some primers. But anyways, the Acne Solutions foundation has not ever really looked bad on me. I don't know that it makes my skin any better, but it certainly doesn't make it worse. For blush, I don't really know why I even included this, because this has literally been in every favorites video. It is the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Talc-Free Mineral Blush in Pink Glow that I have super hit pan on and recently found out is discontinued. You can still buy them on eBay from a few sellers, but it's discontinued. So I've actually recently bought a few more blushes, and hopefully I'll be kind of incorporating some more of those into my routines. Okay, so in case you guys couldn't tell, I like recently got way into skin products in general, and the next one is this Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage Concealer. Mine is in shade 3, and it looks like this. You get 2 shades, and in my particular compact, the larger shade is a bit more yellow toned, and this one is a little bit more salmony pink toned. You just kind of mix them to create whatever blend you want. I personally use my fingers because that's the best way to get it to kind of soften up a little bit. So I'll take like these 2 fingers and kind of swipe them both in there, and then I'll go into a particular spot and I'll dab a couple times with one finger and then a couple times with another finger, and then pat with a third like clean finger just to blend them. And I find that it works really well. It's a little bit pricey, but a little bit goes a long way, and I really like the quality. Finally, for the face products is Benefit's Sunbeam, and I had heard, obviously, because I've been doing YouTube stuff for years, I'd heard of, you know, Sunbeam and High Beam and Moonbeam, and it seemed like most people talked about High Beam, and I actually did get a little mini size of High Beam and Moonbeam, I think, as well. But this one is by far the one that works best for me because, like I keep saying, I'm super yellow. And this is a gold shimmer, whereas the other ones are kind of like a pinkish silvery sheen. They're really pretty, they just don't quite look so natural on me. And so I have been really loving this. A little, again, goes a very long way, but when I use this up, I will probably buy the full size. So, finally on to things that aren't the face. I have been loving this L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in Continuous Cocoa, and I actually got this one on clearance. It was actually even cheaper than that. It was like $4, which was awesome. I haven't used this one yet. I'm not going to open it, but you can, well, you can't really see. Okay, I'll open it, but I won't swatch it. It looks like that. And these shadows, just this line in general, is very pigmented and smooth, easy to blend, all of that kind of stuff. So I have another one of these that's up at my grandma's house right now. I've been using this a lot for eyeliner. I learned from Lisa Eldridge, watching her videos, that if you want kind of a more natural, subtle liner effect, you can just use an angled brush in a dark shadow, just kind of smudge that in along your lash line, and I love that effect. I never wore eyeliner before, but now I feel like my makeup looks incomplete without at least doing a little bit of dark shadow. Now for a couple lip products. I've been liking wearing these together and also on their own. So the first one is the Revlon Colorburst Matte Balm in the shade Sultry, and it just looks like this. And there is a swatch. They go on so smooth, so pigmented, and they are matte, but they're not super drying, which I like. But when I want a little bit more of like a moisturized, shimmery look, I put this on top of it. And this is the Maybelline something. There's like no labeling anywhere on this. The color is Mirrored Mauve, however you say that. And I think that this might have been limited edition because I found this on clearance, but it's a pretty common gloss color. I mean, it's fairly common to another one that I have just sitting here. So, fairly common color, but this one is super pigmented, very long lasting, and so I can wear this one by itself if I'm just like running to the store or something. I don't like to put on a full face of makeup, but my lips are really not that pigmented, and I always feel like I look just a little bit dead or weird. Plus, I'm not that neat about putting on foundation, and so usually I end up blending my foundation over my lips, which doesn't help the sort of dead look. So I just pop this on and it just makes everything look more alive and happy and pretty. Not impressed, camera. Not impressed. So, try number 3. I love my Inglot palette. I have 2 rows up here that are basically lighter neutral colors because I don't typically wear dark colors. So as you can see, you know, I've got this color here is fairly dark, this one's pretty dark, here's a dark matte shade, and so then this row is all matte shades. So I've got this color which I use as a highlight, and then this one up here makes a nice inner corner color, it's a shimmery, and then as you can see the browns. Then I've got this black, which is for, you know, a liner color, or just if I wanted a matte black, but really I never use matte black, so it's just for a liner color. And then this color right here actually is an eyeshadow, but it's just a matte peachy shade. I use it as a blush because I wanted this palette to kind of be all of the like dry makeup items that I might need. I don't like putting lip and eye, like I don't like putting cream and powder products in the same palette, so I didn't want to do that. But this way I can just kind of grab this, grab a lipstick, and I'm good. So I really like this. I highly recommend you make one if it's in your budget. Like I said, I bought this. I bought like some of the shadows, and then every time I've come home I've just been adding a couple more shadows. So it's super fun and exciting and awesome, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and yeah, please like it and subscribe if you're not, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!